Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is about employee communication. What is employee communication? Employee communication is a part of PR which is concerned with ensuring effective communication between employees and the top management, and the overall internal communication of the organization. Employees are an integral part of the company and they are an asset to the company. Sharing of organizational information among the employees, the way they share the information with their superiors, with their subordinates, with their colleagues, that matters a lot. Process of establishing relationship, commitment, and management. The PR officer must know the needs, objectives, and problems of his employees so that he can design employee communication in a better manner. Identifying different types of employees also is very essential. Employee communication aims at receiving positive feedback with the help of verbal and non-verbal means. Requirements. Let us now look at the requirements for effective communication amongst the employees. The importance of employee communication should be recognized and accepted by the employees as well as the top management of the company. Employees should identify their success with the success of the company. They should feel that if they work in a better manner and if the company is succeeding, that will ultimately give results for their career growth also. Active support by superiors and top management is a must. Communication culture to be continuously developed within the organization. Recognition of management's responsibility in building communication culture is very important. Sources of employee communication. The sources of employee communication can be categorized into two: formal sources and informal sources. Formal sources consist of the organization's own HR department and the organization's public relation department. Informal sources can be your co-workers and superiors. They influence you and your communication efforts, the organization's culture in general, and the way the leadership and the top management communicate. That also influences the employee communication within the organization. Other sources of employee communication, which can be categorized into oral communication, written communication, formal communication, and informal communication. Oral communication consists of telephoning, radio, meetings, grapevine, public address system, oral reports. We have online meetings that happen today. Written communication can be in the form of letters, pamphlets, posters, official notice, bulletins, newsletters. Formal communication can again be through emails, conference, newsletters, meetings, workshops, and training sessions. Informal communication can be wherein in a casual setting, the employees can communicate with each other in the form of picnics, gaming, podcasting, etc. Organizing employee communication. First and foremost, be clear and concise. While designing the employee communication structure and the message that you're giving, you need to be very clear and concise. Set the tone at the top. Have a very clear vision and goal why you're going for employee communication. Understand your employees. You need to display passion for the company. Use different channels to reach out to your employees. Anything happens, especially in case of crisis, notify your employees first before informing your other stakeholders. Match your actions with words so that employees can trust you. Face-to-face communication is very important. Try to adopt new approaches while designing the messages. Have camps for training and development of your human resource. Regular communication is a must. Try to measure the effectiveness of all the efforts put in by you in employee communication and facilitate conversation. Organizing employee communication. It can be done in three stages. First, look closely at the organization, what the company stands for. What are the resources that the company has? What are the philosophies of the company? So the mission, vision, goals, the structure of the company, employee diversity, internal communication, the communication tools that you're using, and the organization culture in general. Second, develop a strategy. So determine your goal, your objectives, who your audience is, define the audience, identify tools and tactics that you will use to communicate, develop a plan which you will actually implement, and then finalize the strategy for employee communication. Third stage is measuring the effectiveness and impact. There is no point in designing a strategy and implementing it and then not checking the effectiveness and the impact. So first you implement, then you evaluate the impact of that strategy, update if required, and take a review. Benefits of good employee communication. Having communication lines open in the company, informing the employees, keeping them in the loop definitely has some benefits. So the benefits can be in the form of engaged employees, which ensures consistency in their workflow practices. It promotes two-way feedback. Employees will feel free to communicate their concerns, their suggestions, grievances, and at the same time, the communication team can also give them messages. Ensure common understanding of strategy and goals. Promotes positive attitude towards change. So implementing change becomes very easy for the top management if the communication lines are open. It increases productivity. It helps the employee in identifying the work and the company with which they are associated. It increases employee satisfaction, which will ultimately lead to higher customer satisfaction. Let us now look at the steps in effective employee communications program. It starts with communicating up and down. The information should flow in both the direction. Make time for face-to-face meetings. Face-to-face meetings are very impactful. Communicate online whenever required. Create employee-oriented publication, have in-house journals, magazines, bulletin boards. Communicate visually. Focus on internal branding. The company should take efforts to do branding activity for their internal stakeholders, that is employee communication. Consider the company Grapevine because Grapevine is very strong, is very helpful when you want to influence your employees. Role of management in employee communication. What can management do to have effective employee communication? First, close the gap between you and the workforce. So try to see to it that there are no gaps, there is no communication hurdle or any kind of shortcoming. Meet your employees frequently. Keep communicating with them. Personal communication is very important. Generously praise and reward the employees on good work. Never make promises instantly or in a hurry. Clear communication between workforce and union is essential. And one of the most important points is participative communication. Management should welcome suggestions, should welcome some points or feedback from the employees and make them a part of your management. Some of the communication considerations that need to be kept in mind while designing the employee communication strategy. First, the audience. Employees may be coming from different cultural settings and background. So what kind of audience are you going to cater to while giving the message? The timing of the message is very important. The message itself, how you design it, what words are you using, what the message is all about. Next is clarity. The message needs to be very clear so that there is no misunderstanding. It should be very concise so that the audience who is receiving the information is interested. The language should be such that jargons are not used and it should be very easy to understand. The tone ensures whether the message will be received positively or negatively. You can make use of different channels to give out the information for employee communication. And the context also plays a very important role. The background, the whole story is very essential for having a good employee communication. Forms of employee involvement. So there are different activities which are performed for employee communication and how you can involve your employees in that. So one is communication, it can be written or face to face. So the company can ensure that there are briefing sessions, there can be house journals, training and development activities, new policies can be put into picture. In case of upward communication to tap employee knowledge and opinion, there can be TQM, total quality management, suggestion schemes, quality circles, attitude surveys. For handling any kind of grievance, employees can be involved in the form of supervisor roles, union representatives, management representatives. In case of consulting employees and their representatives, again, the company can plan for having joint consultative meetings, work committees, etc. Thank you.